Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bigger Than Race, exposure to all things truth, whether you like it or not, with unique perspectives from different beings from all walks of life. This is Bigger Than Race. Investigate truth on your own terms.
Welcome back to Bigger Than Race. Boom, give me all your Bitcoins.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bigger Than Race. This is your boy, your host, Brando. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I want to send blessings to each and every one of you. All of the subscribers, the people who listen to the videos and don't subscribe, the likes, my Patreon members, me and Sparks Flames, we appreciate you and we thank you. If you have not subscribed to the Patreon group, there will be a link in the description. There's 2 tiers. $7.77. Tier 1. Tier 2. $77.77. It's a 7777 thing around here. Can I get a boom? Boom! Diving into this video. It's a doozy. Something I thought you should know. We're going to talk about interoperability. And this was taken from an article on Medium from Hacker Noon. The security token thesis. Asset interoperability. The ability of computer systems or software to exchange and make use of information. Interoperability is one of the most important concepts in technology. The internet itself is essentially a stack of protocols that enable many different types of software to exchange and make use of information, i.e. TCP, IP, SMTP, FTP, SSH, HTTP. Those are protocols. It's the reason I can use Outlook to compose an email, send it from my .edu address to a friend with a .com address, who then reads the email through Google Chrome. The arc of technological evolution bends towards interoperability, and interoperability is facilitated by standards. By definition, standards must have widespread buy-in to be effective, which makes it more challenging for centralized solutions to induce market adoption of standards. Blockchain offers us protocol standards upon which everyone can build, and that is a big part of why this is the right technology to re-engineer the financial plumbing today. It will almost certainly not be the right technology forever. Either blockchains will evolve to become more scalable, less resource intensive, and more interoperable, or they will be replaced by new technology with these features. Regardless of what we call it, the important thing is that the consensus system remains, providing a decentralized way for rational economic actors to reconcile the truth. The economic incentives that induce actors to perform this function without a central coordinator is a true innovation. H/T to Chris Bernstein for this passage. Let's take a moment to address the question every blockchain skeptic loves to ask. Do we need a blockchain for this? Couldn't this be done with a database? The answer is yes. Some of it could be done with a centralized database, but it begs the question, why hasn't it already been done? The answer is that the current centralized solutions for electronic value transfer lack compatibility. They don't talk to each other. I can't send value from PayPal to Venmo or from E-Trade to Realty Shares. These layers aren't interoperable. Interoperability within the Ethereum protocol is facilitated by the ERC token standard, ERC20 token standard, which allows a wallet to hold any token that adheres to the standard. It makes distributions easy. For example, let's say I own some ERC20 tokens that represent ownership in an apartment building. Each month, the lease payments from the tenants are converted to a ERC20 stable coin by the building manager and pushed to all the owners' wallets in the corresponding proportions. Regardless of which ERC20 wallet the owner uses, it can hold both the ownership and distribution tokens. The idea of standardized ownership claims is not new. It's the reason your brokerage can hold shares of stocks in many different companies. The innovation is that ERC20 is an example of a standard that allows me to hold security tokens that represent many different types of assets in the same wallet. This is not to say that ERC20 is the only solution, or that Ethereum is the only protocol that will have these features. Scalability remains a major concern. If cross-chain interoperability becomes a reality, we'll likely be able to move beyond ERC20. Many teams are currently working on this. Some ownerships, like the deed to my house, are literally on paper, but the point is bigger than digital versus paper. Most asset ownership is already represented digitally. I don't have any paper certificates for the public equities I own, and frankly, neither does my broker, although they could produce them if requested. I don't have any paper for many of the LLCs and limited partnerships of which I am a member. These ownership claims were documented on PDFs and signed electronically. The issue is that even though all these claims are represented digitally, the digital systems don't all play with each other, which inhibits compliant trade. The thesis underpinning the idea that everything will be tokenized is grounded in the aspiration that everything will be interoperable. If the ecosystems for global assets becomes interoperable, it means we can hold ownership claims to a commercial building, early stage equity, corporate bonds, a T-bill, a single family residence, and a decentralized network on the same platform. Further, we can self-custody these types of ownership claims in a single hardware wallet, if so desired. It means these assets to be able to reference each other contractually and interact in an automated way. It could mean global pooled liquidity for all asset classes through a single interface. Perhaps it even means that we'll hold less cash as working capital. Most of the major benefits of tokenization are dependent on the ability of computer systems and software to exchange and make use of information, or in a single word, interoperability. If we achieve full interoperability of assets, the ability to frictionlessly move value in and out of a diversified portfolio will have an impact on how we manage short-term liquidity needs. Bullish. Now that brings me to distributed ledger technology, DLT, an interoperable piece of technology, an interoperable protocol, Hedera Hashgraph. And we look at the governing council. I spoke about this before, and I'm going to briefly touch on Hedera in this video. But Hedera is owned and governed by the world's leading organizations: Avery Dennison, Boeing, Deutsche Telekom, DLA Piper, Google, IBM, LG, Tata Communications, Swirl, Wipro. Ladies and gentlemen, this is only 15 of about 40 to 50 companies that will be joining this organization, that will be joining this governance council. So I want you to just look at these names here and think about what's to come. The possibilities are limitless. Moving right along. Now we're going to hyperledger.org. IBM connection. IBM is running this, okay? But I want you to check the members out if you haven't been to this. This is the premier members. Big bank take little bank. IBM, JP Morgan, Hitachi. Now we have the general members, Anchor and Financial. A lot of big players here, guys. FedEx, Lenovo, Microsoft, R3, Oracle. Big players. Ripple, Samsung, SAP, Big, Visa, boom, Walmart, boom, Wipro. Remember Wipro? It was on the HBAR Governing Council. Chamber of Digital Commerce. These are associate members. Come on, guys, look at this. This is light work. This is Hyperledger. We can go deeper, but we're going to go to the Digital Chamber of Commerce. Did a whole video on this. Executive Committee. Just look at the bullishness. Check the companies. Polymath. Boom. That's all I can say. Check it out. Look. Look at the members, guys. Look at this. This is straight bullishness. These cryptocurrencies, these companies join together because they're interoperable. And they speak to each other. They're built that way. Let's continue. The Linux Foundation. Let's take a look at these members. Come on, guys. This is just straight bullishness. I don't even need to say the names. A blind man can see this. Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles. And who else do we know that's blind? They can see it. Look at this. I can't even scroll like that. I got to grab the mouse and bring this thing down. All the way down. Look at all of this. This is the Linux Foundation, Hyperledger. They running everything in this blockchain space. IBM is going to run the damn world. That's why I'm so bullish on Stellar. People never want to talk about it. They try to talk sideways about Stellar, but then I hit them with them facts, them questions that make their bones shiver up on the inside. They don't know how to answer it. They say, "Oh, I'm the expert." Look at all this. I can't even continue scrolling. Then this brings me to Accenture. Okay? Accenture is partnered with everybody. Heavy in the blockchain, fintech, technology. Big, IBM, boom, Microsoft, all the usual suspects. When you see IBM, you see Stellar. I don't care what nobody says. They are building a lot on the Stellar network, on the Stellar universe. Going to the digitalasset.com partners. Guys, these are all organizations, consortiums that you guys should know about. Take a look at this stuff and do your own research. But I'm just showing you, connecting the dots. Baby, Wipro, HBAR Hashgraph Governing Council. Look at what I'm telling you and see beyond. Okay? But not everybody's going to have the eyes to see. Look at this. Unibright. They were going crazy over Unibright. That is the end of that. I just wanted to show you that all of these companies, all of these blockchain technologies, everything that you see is being interoperable with companies, with other blockchains, Cardanos of the world, the HBAR hash graphs, the XRPs, the Stellars, interoperable. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for sticking with me and really understanding what interoperability really means and why STOs will sweep the world like they've never been swept before. You ever been to a dirty person's house And no matter if they sweep or not, shit's still dirty. That's how STOs are gonna try to be swept. But you can sweep it so much that it ain't gonna go nowhere, because this is the future. Everything will be interoperable. Everything will be tokenized. Now, I hope the analogy went through the way I thought it would go through in my head, but who knows? Hopefully it did, but if not, you get the drift. This is your boy Brando. This is Bigger Than Race. Investigate truth on your own terms. Subscribe to the channel. Take me out.
Give me all your Bitcoins, baby.